Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have from 1964, or actually probably longer than that because I have evidence to back that up. But anyway, from a long time ago, Lord Calvert Canadian. There's your crown, your Union Jack style flag device, your maple leaf, your lions, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? You're going to get that on these Canadian. There's your imported tag. Check the LCBO. And it's not listed. I don't think this is sold in Canada. You see, a Canadian whiskey not sold in Canada. Yeah, a lot of these are made in Canada, but they're for the U.S. market. Now, the bottle I have is from the Beam years, which I think was 91 to 2015, 1991 to 2015. Now it's for the last 4 years, it's been produced by Luxco. Well, let's say bottled by Luxco, because I think when Beam had it, they had somebody else produce it for them. Seagram's has their own distillery, so they did it themselves, I guess. All right. Here's the competitor, Gibson's Finest Canadian blended whiskey. Got a beaver, maple leaf, as usual, 2 deer. Website. Now, neither one of these has a website that's particularly informative, but I don't know. It says matured and bottled in Ontario. So Lisa's telling you it's coming from Ontario. And Lord Calvert, I don't know. So this one has a cork, real cork, not plastic, wood cap with the maple leaf. The website's just saying, well, it's aged 12 years instead of the minimum legal requirement of 3. And that's all it really says. It doesn't tell you the mash, but the ingredients. It doesn't give you the history of the product. Nothing. I can't do anything about that. And then Luxco's website doesn't really tell you anything either. So if you're like me and you like to research the product, I've got bad news. You can't really on these 2 websites. Calvert's giving you a few little tasting notes at least. I have it called up right here. It says, no, it doesn't really. It doesn't really give you that. It just says Lord Calvert is a Canadian whiskey through and through. It's from Canada. Simple, crisp, and yeah, okay. They did give crisp, so it's crisp. They're saying it's surprisingly smooth and simple. Hey, at least they're telling you it's basic. It's aged 3 years. That's why I mean surprisingly smooth. That's why they're saying that. Why is it surprisingly smooth? Because it's only 3 years old. And from the barrel, it's simple, which is probably a nice way of them saying, trying to get this plastic off here, cheap. But they're saying it's surprisingly smooth. I have noticed that myself. Now, I do agree. I have to cut that off later. I don't like that on there. May not be able to take it off because it's underneath the paper. I don't want to tear the paper. Of course, I could glue it back, but I don't like this plastic here. It's like whiskey's getting kind of trapped underneath it. It's kind of not too nice. We'll see about that. We'll worry about that later. Okay. So let's see. When I did the solo review of Lord Calvert, Gibson's, I liked it. Then I put it into taste challenges and it didn't come across too nice. It didn't turn out as good. Calvert has characteristics that John Neely probably would not like, meaning that kind of flavored whiskey Canadian thing with the honeycomb, or what he called almond extract. It kind of has that kind of a little, not too bad, or I don't find it bad, not too pronounced. I kind of like the flavor. He might prefer the Gibsons, which is just more like wood, but I don't know. They're 12 years aged, and I don't find I'm getting a lot out of it. It doesn't seem to have a lot, but sometimes one whiskey will bring out things in the other one that you never encountered before. So the aroma, appearance isn't really different, is it? No. Gold and gold. I don't see much difference in the shade. We'll mix them up. Do a good job mixing them up here. I said it's hard to get the date of introduction on these because it seems to be not lining up necessarily with what the company's saying. Luxco and Beam were saying 1964. Seagram said that too. But yet I've seen photo evidence that it had to be before 64, but it could have been for the Canadian market. And maybe it's no longer available on the Canadian market, but it may have been at one time, you see. So it might have started in Canada. They moved it to the US, and then it was sold in both countries, and then it faded out in Canada. I don't know. Gibson's is on the LCBO website. It is popular in Canada. All right. It isn't popular around here. I've never seen Gibson's Finest sold anywhere in this town or this parish. I saw it. My friend David had a bottle that he bought in New Orleans for a very low price. He said he couldn't believe the price. The same thing happened to me. I got this 1000. He has a 750, an old bottle that he's never opened. But I told him, I said, I'll be old when you open that, because, you know, he tends to sit on things. So I was at Savannah Discount on Louisiana Highway 45, northbound in Marrero. And last year they had this for $9.99. Now, a big jug bottle like this for $9.99, I thought that was so unusual. There was a few left. You could see that people had been buying it, but they were 6 or 7 bottles left. They're all gone now. But I thought, corked, wooden cap. It's not rubber. It's glass. It's not plastic. Normally those cheapos would be plastic. This is glass, embossed glass, you know, with Gibson's Finest on the back, Canadian whiskey on the side. You got the crest embossed in the back. If you look at the LCBO website, this thing is not cheap. But I paid $9.99 plus tax. So I can't explain that. I don't know where Savannah but Savannah Discount gets extremely odd, has extremely odd pricing, okay? So the prices you see there will be generally much, much lower than what you would see at any other store, practically any other store around New Orleans. All right, so a 750 of Gibson's Finest Rare Old Whiskey is $34.95. All right, and remember, I got it for $9.99 for the big bottle. I wonder if they sell the, let's see, if they sell the big jug bottles, half gallons, what they are. Walker Special Old Whiskey. We don't get that here. No way. No way. Let's see. I don't want to delay this. Yeah. They don't really have a size thing. But they have all, I mean, if you get on their website, it's fascinating because they have all kind of products that you could never hope to get in the United States, you know. Gibson's, yeah, but there's so many other things. Like, where does this stuff come? Now, the 375 is $18.95. This is Canadian dollars. The sterling edition, I've seen that. $29.40. That's like a cheaper one. Here we go. Here we go. Gibson's Finest Rare 12-year-old whiskey. 1,750 milliliter bottle. And it's listed like that. It's not 1.75 liter. It's 1,750 milliliters on their website. And it's $65.95. And then the sterling is $61.95. See? Then there's a strange configuration, 1,140 milliliter bottle. Well, you never see that here. I don't even think that size bottle is sold in the USA. That's a strange size for our country in America. I live in America. Gibson's Finest Bold 8-year-old whiskey. I never heard of that. It's not even listed on the Gibson's website. $29.75. Gibson's Finest Venerable 18-year-old whiskey. $89.95 for a bottle. For a 750, $89.95 for a 750. 18-year-old Venerable. You see, that goes to my point. That proves my point that these companies say, here's our portfolio. Here's the 2 whiskeys we make. There's only one problem. There's like four others that they make that they don't bother listing on their website. And I don't know why that is. So please do not challenge or make a bet with somebody that what they're saying is wrong, because what they saw might exist. Hold on. So if you're out at a bar or a restaurant or hanging out with friends at your house or barbecue, and somebody says, and somebody says, oh yeah, you ever had that Johnny Walker Purple Label scotch? And you'd be like, what? Johnny Walker Purple Label. I saw it at Kablip's liquor store in Kankakee, Alabama. You're like, you're crazy. They don't make a Johnny Walker Purple Label. Yes, they do. I saw it. It's aged in tequila barrels, and they rested on violet flowers, on pumpernickel seeds or something, what goes on these days. And your friend will be like, you're wrong, or you'll be like, you're wrong. There's no Johnny Walker Purple Label. I've looked on their website. Senator, I worked with Johnny Walker. I knew Johnny Walker. Senator, you're no Johnny Walker. No, don't say it, because I'm telling you, they got companies that produce stuff they don't list on the website. Believe me, you. Believe you, me. And I don't care what the brand is. You say, oh, Jim Beam Black. That's a good one. Yeah, and they list it. But if somebody tells you, have you ever had the Jim Beam Magenta? Don't laugh at them, because they could just be playing around, but they might have seen it in a store. Somebody told me they saw Falstaff beer in a store in Texas about 4 years ago, but he didn't ever produce any evidence. I said, well, did you take a photo? Oh, no, I didn't do that. Everybody's got camera phones, but he didn't take a photo. Okay. But he might have been telling the truth. It just, he didn't have any evidence except his own statement. Okay. Charlie, I know it's a whiskey video, but have you tried Balter beers from Australia, Ron? Thanks for watching, Charlie. I appreciate it. No, I've never even heard of them. But, I mean, I'd try them if I saw it. Yeah. Okay, this smells basic, kind of basic. There's a little wood. There's corn, yeah. Some sugar, sweetness, candy corn. From whatever flavoring they're using, Canadian whiskey, they might put rum. Barrel-aged wine of some sort, probably sherry. Could put bourbon in. Yeah, Canadian whiskey may contain bourbon. to flavor it, but it's not going to be called bourbon. That's where, remember Crown Royal had bourbon mash. The U.S. government changed their mind later and said, oh, no, you can't call it bourbon mash. And Crown Royal said, yeah, but that's what we're using to make it. We're using a bourbon mash to make it. Oh, well, I said, well, it's going to confuse consumers. They'll think it's actually bourbon. I don't know why that would confuse somebody, because you could read the label. It clearly does not say it's bourbon, but people are ignorant, and the government kind of feeds into that ignorance sometimes. Supports it, facilitates it, or what you say, enables it. Okay, this has wood. No char. You don't get char on Canadian whiskey because they're aging in used barrels, and that's all been dissipated in the bourbon when they did the Evan Williams or the Jack Daniels or the Jim Beam, see, or the Bellows, because they make Bellows straight bourbon whiskey. Whatever, the straight bourbon whiskey is going to suck up all the charcoal in the first running. These Canadian whiskeys might be aged in barrels that it's the 70th running of whiskey in a barrel. Okay. Oh, these do not, and let me repeat, do not smell alike. This one here has a strong caramel candy aroma. Oh, is it candy corn? Maybe corn grits. But there's some kind of, what's that candy? I don't know. Something. Okay, there's that over there. And there's this over here. So this one is much lighter in the nose. It's like a light aroma. That one is much darker. Is it wood? I think, yeah. So I think from the aroma, this must be the 12-year-old, because it's got a much deeper aroma. I didn't say it was a better aroma or more enjoyable aroma. I just say it's deeper, like it's deeper. And this aroma is thinner. There is wood though, like a little toothpick wood. So, Now my problem with Gibson's, when I put it in taste challenges, the 12 years didn't seem to help it. It was like, okay, it's aged 12 years. It still doesn't taste really that good. It's not really that good. And some of the Canadian viewers I had that were always gung-ho for my channel, you're the best guy. You're the best. Oh, boy. Can't wait to see you try that Gibson's. Can't wait to see you try that Gibson's. And I tried it. And at first I said it was so good. And they were like, yeah. I put it in the taste challenges and things fell apart. And they were basically saying, well, I got to turn my back on you now because you insulted my favorite whiskey. And how dare you say it's not that good? Well, I said it because it didn't taste that good, okay? I watch video reviews to hear what people are saying about it. I want to know, for good or ill, what they're saying, and I want honest opinions. Now, some of these video reviews, I don't know if they're too honest. You know, they seem kind of staged, a little flim-flam. You know, I don't really trust them. That's not too many, but there's some. I'm not going to name them. It's more like a show than a actual review. But if they're gonna, but I know the ones that are honest, and if they're giving a rating that is not lined up with mine, and I love the product, I'm not gonna get angry at them and say, I'm not talking to you anymore because I love that beer and you said it was bad, you know, or you said it was low average, and I'm insulted. That's baby cry. We talked about baby cry before. I can't entertain that. I don't even want to hear about it. And I don't want to have those feelings. Nothing more than feelings. In other words, I don't want to have pet brands. You know what I'm saying? Brands that are like my pet. I think I know what is what. First taste, I think this is Gibson's. And the aroma, I did not believe so. Boy, these things can be tricky, 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 tricky. If you think they're not, you must be the greatest expert ever. And you might be. You very well might be the greatest expert ever. But I would like to see your videos, and I would like to see your channel. I'd watch it. You'd have a loyal viewer, assuming that your videos were good. But to me, it's difficult now. You might say, well, who made you the greatest expert ever? Oh, no, I never made any such claim. So no one did. I don't even claim to be an expert. Okay, taste. Am I enthusiastic? Yes. Am I persistent, like continuously doing videos? Yeah. Do I have enthusiasm about it? Yeah. But am I an expert? I don't know what would make me that. But like my friend Paul said, why do you have to be an expert? Just taste it and tell what you think. You know, just taste it. Of course, you want to have some basic knowledge. Some people get on the internet and have no basic knowledge. I mean, I can't stand watching those kind of videos. Hey, man, what is this? Is this a lager or an ale? What is an ale? It's like you can't research. You don't read. You couldn't read. You could find out. Just read. You can find out some of these things, like old set of encyclopedias, Funk and Wagnall's Encyclopedia. It'll tell you those basic things. Look that up in your Funk and Wagnall's. You know what I'm saying? Look it up. You know, don't be ignorant. And that's like willful ignorance, because you could do the research. So those channels, I don't really watch them. It's too, I'm not talking about the production values. I don't care about that. It's just that the level of quality is so low. They usually don't last anyway. They don't last because people don't watch it. And then the people don't stick with it. They're off to something else. Yeah, wood, a lot of wood, man. If you don't like the taste of wood from the barrel, both of these might just, you might say, go away, go away. Whoa. Spilling it everywhere, spitting it everywhere. All right. This one has wood and it's sharp. It's like cheddar cheese and sharp cheddar, and it's really like extra sharp. But I like extra sharp cheddar cheese. I don't think I like extra sharp woodiness though. This one's just like, it's like paper cut. Gives you that, boom. Yikes. This is not good. It's gives you the kind of a shiver. I know you're gonna say, well, add ice and use it for mix. Well, yeah. But why am I paying $65 for a jug bottle and I'm doing mixed drinks? Why would I do that? You could do that with $7.50 Canadian whiskey. But then I know I only paid $9.99. Very unusual price. Yeah, Gibson's. There's something about it. I can't even put my finger on it. Like I've never even explained clearly what it was that turns me off about it. But there's something there. I'm telling you, there's something. It's not something missing. Like, remember that movie Bananas? The woman said about their relationship. She wanted to break up because she said something's missing. He said, what do you mean? She said, I don't know. It's just something's missing. And then later on, he was in disguise and they got together again. And he revealed himself. And she said, I knew something was missing. So, but anyway, no, it's not like that. It's not something missing. It's just something present that is not good. It's now this one here. It is surprisingly smooth. It's a much smoother whiskey than that. You say, no, you're wrong. You're stupid. I hate you. get off the internet, because a 3-year-old whiskey cannot be smoother than a 12-year-old. I took a course for International Sommelier Incorporated, and it was only $1,200 to get certified, and I know better. Well, that's good, and I'm glad you have that certificate, and I'm proud of you, and I know you'll do well, and I wish you all the best, especially since your interests don't conflict with my interests. But whatever the theoretics are, it's fine, but I'm telling you, this one is smoother, and it's only 3 years old. So my practical experience is what counts, because I got to drink it. All right, I'm not going to drink the manual. I'm not going to drink your $1,200 Cicerone certification, sommelier certification, either one or both. You might have both. You say, I only paid $2,800 for that, both of them. And where do you work now? Well, I'm an assistant. I'm a consultant with Sommelier International. Oh, where are they located? It wasn't internet only. Oh, consultant. Okay. And then where else do you work? Oh, I'm work for Tangent Enterprises, LLC, during the day. Oh, what is that? Didn't you find out? Oh, Tangent. They're the franchisee for Domino's in Kansas. Huh. You're a pizza procurement technician. All right. Oh, well, sorry, Gibson's. I don't answer to you. I don't answer to Ian. William Grant and Company. The Calvert is clearly better, and it's, well, in my case, the same price, but in everybody else's case, it isn't. So in the real world, not the bizarre liquor price world of Louisiana, but in the real world, regular states that have normal liquor laws, not drive-through daiquiri shops and all that. So if you live in the regular part of the United States, the 49 states, not this Latin American Napoleonic law, weird, strange, eccentric state, let's call it Louisiana. But if you live in a normal state, this will be about $11. And this will be about, in America, this will be about $45 for this big bottle. It'd be about $45. In American money, Canadian money, it might be $65. It really might be $50. I don't think US money is that much more valuable. But there's no way. I don't care if it's age 24 years, 12, 24, 18. It's not better. It's inferior. And that's the way I feel about it. Is it terrible? No, it's not terrible. I never said Gibson's was terrible. I just said it wasn't that good. Hey, look, if you love it, that's what counts. You should drink what you like. I'm just telling you what I'm feeling. Okay, so let's this better, after all of this, after a thing like this, you just know somebody's getting clipped. This better be LC, which means Lord Calvert, right? Ha 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 ha. I am a great expert. You say, no, you just got it right on a 50-50 shot. That's true. But I was saying Lord Calvert all along, and I was giving you, because it has that honeycomb. Now the aroma got me throwed off. But the flavor was clearly, very clearly, Lord Calvert. So would I recommend Lord Calvert? Oh, y'all know I've been recommending Lord Calvert for the whole time. Well, I've been recommending Lord Calvert since I started doing this a week ago. I think it tastes good. Is it the best Canadian whiskey I ever had? No, not exactly. That would be not the 40 Creek. It was good, but that Canadian Club 12-year, that special 12. Now that's a 12-year Canadian whiskey. That's a dynamite product, babe. But this is way up there. This is way up there in the taste luxuriousness, okay? Don't let the low price fool you, Lord Calvert. Believe me. Believe me. Don't let price rule your life, either for good or bad. Because some people are so price, you know what I'm saying? They're like cheap crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like they're crazy. Like they would only buy low price stuff just because that's all they can bring themselves to do. But some people are crazy on the other end. They'll never buy something low price because they look down. I know people won't use a coupon in a grocery store. I said, why won't you use the coupon? You could save $2. I don't use coupons. It looks bad. And I'm like, what? It's embarrassing to use a coupon. It makes you look low class. I'm like, wow, you live in a very different world than me, because here's a company giving you $2 and you won't use the coupon because who are you going to look bad to? The checkout girl? She doesn't care what you use. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Gibsons. You are just losing and losing and losing. And every time you lose, I try you another time and you lose again. And look at this bottle. I got a lot of losing left to do. Look at all the losses coming up. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Thanks for watching this video production. I have even more shocking news. Later today, could be this morning. You say, oh, Bazan is about to get. No, it's just because of time. It's more convenient. But later today, you just might see a rum taste challenge, and it might be Calvert, Canadian, Caribbean, Canadian, yeah, all right. Calvert Caribbean white rum, silver rum, excuse me, versus Clubhouse rum. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks for watching this video production.